Right, there we go. Back again. Oh, is that us, is it? Okay, just keep an eye on it. Sorry, all the action. Why are you scraping the chair across the floor, son? Oh, fishing with my kids, eh? Right. Where are we? Is that the one we want? No, I don't think so. Where's the video? You're alive. There we go. Right, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to change the batteries over. So, nothing's happened in the last 15 minutes. So we're at Orchid Lakes. If you just joined in, you just started watching the video. We're at Orchid Lakes in the last few days of their pike season, which is going to end at the end of March. We've got 2 rods out. Left-hand rod is on a dead bait in the margins on the left-hand side. A couple of rod lengths out, maybe 3 or 4 actually. And the right-hand rod is fishing a dead bait suspended under the float, equally not too far out. We've had 2 pike today. That's our tally so far, and we're looking for a third, and hopefully our first double-figure pike. That's the plan. It's our second pike fishing session, proper pike fishing session. We've been trying to intentionally catch pike at Orchid Lakes in Dorchester. Pike have come out of this venue up to £24 over the course of the winter. We'd like a double figure pike. At the moment we keep just bouncing under that, you know, £6, £7, £8.5. Yeah, we made it back. There's a real connectivity problem between a GoPro and a phone. And the process seems to be a lot of turn it off and turn it on again and turn it off and turn it on again, and then as if by magic suddenly it decides to connect. So anyway, we're here and it's working, so that's good. So yeah, we're trying to catch double figure pike, and if there's a peg that we're going to do it from, it's this one. Peg's called Top Dug. It's a very popular pike fishing spot at the venue. And I'm just thinking, son, that we should switch that bait out for another fresh dead bait. On the basis that we've got, how long? 2.5 hours to go. And we can afford to switch that bait, which is what we're going to do. So slowly bring it in. You got it. Slowly bring it in, but bring it in. You need to stand to the side so you can see. So slowly bring it in. That's it. Stand to the side. That's it. Move the rod to the right a bit further. So you'll see in the water if there's a pike following it in. Reel it in a bit more.
I want it to go down.
Yeah, but we're not lure fishing. All right, trying to get this in your head. Got lure rods for that. Everyone's watching now. Right, now swing it out, because there's no pike there.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. So 2.5 hours to go. Time is of the essence, my son. Let's get this dead bait swapped out for something a bit fresher. Don't have to put the rod down. Fresh dead bait. So here we go.
If they won't catch, I'm going to fill it more than that.
Huh?
I think they'll eat the fillet. a lot better than the
No, not sure. Anyway, you can say hi to Crystal. She's watching.
Hi.
With a bit of effort. Right, that's it, Crystal. That's all you got. Hi. Okay. Let's get back out on the right hand side. Yeah, I know. So, where are we at? Connection all good? Happy days. Right, so pike floats on the right hand side. We are learning the ways of fishing. If I bring that left hand one and really cast it out far. So I bring that left hand one in and cast it as far as I can to the left. It's not done anything now, right? So I'll bring this left hand one in and I'll attempt to cast it as far as I can on the left. There's a wee lake. I think what works well is floating setup where the bait is suspended above the weed and drifts along in the wind. But that's it's quite heavy. They're only 1 3/4 test curve rods, so I'm going to give it a good old cast. Is that well out of the way? Yeah. Well, you come right behind me. Can you just check there's no one in that swim to the left again? Can you just quickly have a look and then come back? Passed over somebody. It's slightly to the left. No one there? There we go. There's a good chance the red kite's going to take it now. Right, that's halfway to the intended target. So I need a much stronger test curve rod to be able to cast that out. But that'll do. It's out. The bait runs out and on. And now we play the waiting game again. We've got 2. Mike says hi. So it's 2. What have we got? 2 hours? What's the time? 2:30. We've got till 5, and then we might push it a bit further. Time for another sandwich with dead bait fingers. Yum. We're going to try and catch a pike here. You've got to stop coming towards the water's edge. The water is crystal clear. Okay?
Awesome.
So, either sit back on the chair and whisper even though everyone can still hear us. Sit back on the chair or lean back against the back of the bag. She'll stop coming to the front, son. Hints and tips for my boy. It's the chair or lean against the back. Uh-huh. Left hand. Son. He doesn't get it. The more I tell my son to not go to the water's edge, the more he goes to the water's edge. So what we learnt last time from that pike bite was, Lewis, come back here. So what we learnt from that last pike bite was it grabbed it, it moved it around, it swam around with it. Then the float went under and we still waited. And then I counted 5 and then I struck. Okay? So we're not going to worry about hitting a single bleep on the left-hand rod. Alright? So yeah, we're fishing in Top Dug Peg today. At Orchid Lakes in Dorchester. We've had 2 pike. One about... What was the first one? 6.5 pound? And the second one about 7 pounds. Similar size.
They were both.
I will make a little edit of the day and put a picture of the first fish and the second one if I can capture it off of the camera. So we've had 2 fish today. We would love to catch a double figure pike, and we are patiently waiting. We've got 2 dead bait rigs. One is suspended on a float on the right hand side above the weed, not too far out, about 10 metres out. And the left hand rod is cast 40 metres out to the left hand side. And I keep putting that one in different spots to see if it's, if anything is a good area for pike. I'm not too sure. So we're learning the peg, we're learning the venue, and we're learning how to pike fish. This is our second time out. We came a couple of weeks ago.
The red kite eat fish.
I had a couple of pike. Yeah, a red kite will quite happily dive down and eat a fish off the top of the water. So we came pike fishing for the first real time a couple of weeks ago. Had 2 pike, and now we're back out again just before the pike season closes on the venue, trying to see if we can catch a double figure pike out of a venue that's got plenty of pike in it, and they've been out to 24 pounds this season. And we've got just sort of today really, another couple of hours before the pike season closes at the end of the month. I don't think we'll be back out again between now and then. I might try maybe next weekend. What's the date next weekend? What are we, 26th today? Yeah, we won't make it. So this will be our last pike fishing session until we go and catch some pike in the summer on the River Thames. The pike fishing on this venue won't reopen until October time. So it's now or never, last couple of hours. Until the end of the pike season at Orchid Lakes. But yeah, we'll be back out on the River Thames after the 16th of June when the river season opens again, with some big plastic lures, trying to catch some jack pike and bigger pike. We'll see what we can do. But the pike are not as, they lose weight over the winter period into the summer, and then they put weight back on again in the autumn. So very unusual for us. We're normally fishing with 0.3 gram floats. Currently I'm fishing with some massive cigar shaped float sticking way out the water. It's got to be strong enough to suspend that dead bait under it, which it's doing with no problem. I feel I'd need about 30 swan shots to try and dot that float down. So yeah, coming up to 2:45. Venue shuts at 6, which I think they should have moved by an hour because the clocks moved yesterday. I think they should have pushed that to 7, but still shutting at 3. 6 or so. So that gives us just over 2 hours left. I think we're both staring intently at the float, waiting for it to bob under the water. Or the left-hand rod. Maybe the left-hand rod's going to scream off, do you think? No? No confidence in the left-hand rod at all. I suspect by the time we come back down here next winter, 2 rods will be 3 rods on this rod pod, and we'll be a little bit wiser and a little bit more experienced in pike fishing. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, 2 hours to make a difference. Was it really weedy in the swim to the left?
It was tiny, it's like half of this.
Huh?
It's like half of this.
Yeah, was it weedy? And you had to chuck around nothing?
It's definitely there.
All is calm. There's a little ripple further out in the lake. Wind is pretty low today. About 10 miles an hour maybe. 5-10 miles an hour wind. Temperature's a little bit chilly. Degrees, I can feel it now. It keeps raining on and off a little bit. Just waiting for the next pike to venture into the swim, and then head to the left. So what we think is going on in this peg, it's not that there's loads of pike just sitting out in front of us. That's not. I don't believe that's happening. But I believe the pike venture into this peg, either from the middle, I suspect more from the middle. They come into this peg and they go left up into the bay on the hunt for silverfish. That's what I think happens.
But where's the pipe that we need to open?
So I think that's what happens. I think that's why this peg's popular for pike. As if this is the main junction into the bay. But I hear of stories of people catching, 10 plus pike a day out of this peg. So the pike are moving through here for some reason. So it'll be good to learn how that all works and happens. But yeah, it's pretty relaxed fishing, pretty chilled out.
You need to do the mat.
Huh? When the net comes over with a load of water, you can do it now. No, actually, don't do it now. When we pull the net over with a load of water, it's going to wash that little bit of stuff off of the mat.
No,
You can also look at.
it's not. It won't be big enough to hold a.
What's that?
Your leg isn't big enough for a 10-pound pike.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, it will be fine. If we catch a 20-odd pound pike, then I agree. But I think we'll work it out and make a way that will be good. Yeah. So I am tempted to just go into the peg on the left and have a couple of chucks with the lure rod. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. With a couple of hours left, I think it's time to try and maximise the opportunity. With my son now responsible for these 2 rods. That's what I'm fishing with. I've got a hard plastic bait, hard plastic lure. Let me give that a go. Maybe you can see that on camera in a second. Just going to hold it overly long until I see if we can. There we go. So I'm going to have a few chucks of this to the peg on the left. And I might leapfrog and have a couple of chucks on the right. The camera will still be on this peg here. And if you hear me shout, it's because I've hooked a fish and I need to call my son. Stop. Up a little bit. Wind it a little bit more. That was either a little hit then or a piece of weed. I think this. Get back out there. Unfortunately, you can't see any of this. The camera's still pointed on the sun. That might have been. Stay positive. It's big fat. I think if there's a fish in there, it's going to... Huh? What's that? What's a bad connection? Ah, okay. From the audio. Too far away. Has that fixed it? Let me know if that's fixed the audio. Huh?
One nearly swam into the line.
The swan nearly swam into the line. I think it's quite a way for that swan to get to that line, so.
That was there.
Oh, was it? All right. Okay, yeah, too far off the radio mic. Okay, lessons learned. I thought it was a bit far, that walk. So we've got the left-hand rod out towards the left, about 30 metres. It's on just a straight lead deadbait rig. And the float rig is out in front of us, about 10 metres. Maybe not even that.
It's not 10 metres.
Also on a deadbait. It's just suspended in the water. I'm constantly wondering whether it should be in the margins or whether it should be further out. I genuinely don't know. The lake's about 5 foot deep at its deepest. I don't think it's a deep lake at all. And, you know, that means if we go a rig 2.5, 3 foot deep, you know, we should be nicely clear of the weed on the bottom.
So you could stand on every part of the lake?
Yeah, I don't think this lake's that deep. 5 foot, I get told, this lake is, which I think is why it fishes well in the winter, because it warms up quickly.
You can just walk into
If you get a bright sunny day.
I could just walk into
Huh?
I could just walk into the middle of the lake.
Yeah. So I think it's 30 miles an hour behind me, and I think that that motorcycle was going slightly excessive of the speed limit.
You broke my hands.
30 or 50, something like that. Anyway, I think that was still a bit quicker.
A lot quicker than that car.
Hmm?
A lot quicker than that car.
Yeah. It's also noisy.
That stinks.
Hmm?
It also stinks.
What's that?
Also stinks.
So what do we do? Do we leave it here? We just got to be patient and wait for the next pike, or is it not in the right place?
I think it's the dead bait.
What's
the
the
fillets are better.
what's the thinking angle? I think.
The fillets are better.
I think those. I don't think there's an issue with the bait. There's an issue with how smelly my fingers are. Yeah, it's good.
There's another person.
Hmm? Do we leave it there or do we move it somewhere else? Do you have another try for casting it further out? Done. Back at the speedway. So, one more cast at chucking it out. That's a yes. Okay. Actually, I'm going to chuck it a little bit more to the left. So I think this is where you've got to be very mindful of following it in. There's a lot of disturbance, and I think the best way to do it is like this.
Oh, you just cast and bring it in?
No, well yeah, but we're not fishing lures, so I'm just saying, in this situation...
Why is that spinning?
It's the way that the hooks are set in the bait. So in this situation, that's what I want to do to bring it back in. Right. So, just have a quick check of the bait. Just going to re-hook that in. That's all fine. And then we'll cast it out. More in front of us this time. So, something's gone. I think the float has come over the... So with the force, the float went over. Right, out there it is. Okay. Right, that's it. There we are. Left or right? Must be left because the right one's not on, right? Oh, the right one is on. Okay, right, just come back. So, recast the right hand rod further out now. Significantly further out in terms of where we were. I think the rig is about 2.5 foot, 3 foot deep. So we're suspending halfway. What we'll do is, it's just gone 3 o'clock. We'll give it half an hour here, and then I'll bring the rig in and I'll move the float stops up another foot and then cast it a similar distance out into the lake. There's a lot of gravel bars and features on this lake that I don't know where they are. It's not just 5 foot deep across the whole of the lake for sure. So what we'll do is we'll do half an hour where it is now, deepen the rig off, chuck it out again. I'll probably squeeze an extra 10 minutes out of it today. So welcome if you're just joining. We are pike fishing live at Orchid Lakes in Dorchester. We've had 2 fish on the bank. Just under £10 or a little bit under 10 pounds, 7 pounds, and I think 6.5. With 2 weights, we weighed one, not the other. And as we came this morning, I said that a good result would be that we catch a pike each, which we've done. So that's fantastic. But now the attention is towards a double figure pike. They've come out on the bank up to 24 pounds. The pike will be starting to spawn, but I don't know if it will be just yet. We've got another few days of pike fishing on the lake allowed. They're going to stop it at the end of the month. This will probably be the last, well, it'll be the last day that we get to come out. And yeah, a 10 pound pike would be great. And if not, you know, that's the first goal at the beginning of October, when we'll be able to pike fish it again. Will be, let's try and catch a 10 pound pike. In between now and then, we'll do some pike fishing on the Thames when the season opens in June. And my only challenge right now, the pike fishing is not allowed until October.
But you can in the river.
Yeah.
You pike fish in the river, but not pike fishing.
Correct. Yeah. So, actually, I've got to check that. Yeah, I think you're fine to fish for pike in the river from the 16th of June. I don't think there's a restriction. I'll have to check the ticket. I don't think there's a restriction. If not, I think that because we've had fun and we've caught a few pike, we could definitely be in for some pike fishing next winter. I think that's going to be on the cards. We don't need a lot of gear to come pike fishing. So I think this is definitely a thing that we might be doing in next winter.
For the races again.
This is Sunday afternoon entertainment in the UK, herring up and down a quiet road with your motorcycle. I hope that they are safe despite the fact that they're going slightly faster than the allowed speed limit down this road, I think. And the weather's turned a little bit colder actually. Wind started to blow, it feels a little bit nippy. So 2 pike on the bank. I will edit that into a little video of the day. We'll take some footage of the venue and the peg, I think. And I'll try a little bit better at my editing techniques. And hopefully in the next 2 hours we can land something better. The first pike that we caught, we had 5 attempts to hit the bite. The pike was persistent for sure. We hooked into the fish a couple of times.
Touched it and it fell down.
Oh yeah, it's fine. So the first fish, it took us 5 attempts to actually hook the fish. The fish was grabbing the bait. I think again we were a little bit impatient. Son? So yeah, we were a little bit impatient with striking. Oh, here we go for the next drag race. Oh, contestant number 1 is coming back down. There he is. And I heard his mate revving up. Just slightly further down the road. So road racing in the UK, I think, carries 8 penalty points on your licence. I think it carries
How many points do you have?
driving without due care and attention, reckless driving, driving with risk to life, and like I say, good luck, fellas, if that's what you're doing. It's a couple of hours to go, I think. What's the time? 15:15. We'll be able to push it to that. 2 hours to catch us another pike. Next one is Lewis's. So we're going to have 2 more pike for me to catch another fish. And I sense that the next pike we're going to have is the big one. Nothing on the straight lead with the bait on the bottom. So 0 to 2 so far.
Anything to fit that far.
Huh?
Pike not that far.
Why do you think that? Why are we not going to catch? What do you know that I don't know?
How both fish in the margins.
I can't quite hear you because of the speedway.
Caught both fish in the margins.
Caught both fish in the margins, so we won't catch that far out. Okay. Well, what I think happens is they come into the margins. So if they come into the margins, then they must be further out. Now they could be, you're right, they could be coming along from my right hand side, they could be swimming along the margins. But if that is the case, why is this peg so prevalent? Huh?
Because this is where most people fish from.
It could be, yeah, it could be. It could be that people catch pike here, so more people fish here, so more people catch pike here. That could be true. Yeah, I don't think so. Crystal, I think you've just got to worry about all of that. And actually, probably based upon the speed, I would suspect it would be an instant ban. Hopefully they thought better of it and decided to ride sensibly. Just watching this big old pike float bobbing around with a nervous anticipation that it will suddenly go under or be dragged along. Oh no, they're back. Is it? Is it? Excellent.
Sensibly up the road and like that down the road.
Yeah. Is he racing anyone or is it just him?
Just him.
Right. Some might say standing here by this lake trying to catch a fish is not too interesting. You could see manatees in this lake if there was any. It's
Manatees?
so yeah. It's so clear.
What's that?
The massive sea creature in Florida at Crystal River.
What's his that?
Sander. It's a predatory fish. I think it's between a pike and a perch. I'm not. Maybe that's completely wrong. I think it's a variation of a predatory fish. Looks quite like a pike, I would say, in terms of slender body.
What's slender body short?
So we'll have to have a look. I think that's what your cousin catches, Sander, isn't it?
No, I think he catches.
Okay.
No, but he just catch. No, he also catches for home. I'm not sure what that is.
He also catches.
For home. I'm not sure what that is in English. And carp. But they taste of dirt.
Any fish caught in a lake tastes of dirt. Yeah, we're busy fishing, Nigel. That's what fishing talk today. This is a live fishing channel. You got any questions about fishing? Oh god. This is what happens when you have friends and family that watch a YouTube channel. Just start chatting about stuff. Keep on point, please, team.
How long do we have left?
Huh?
How long do we have left?
2 hours?
No, there's only 4 now.
Jeff just lean right in front of... No, don't move the camera, son. Son, time's at top.
It's only 3:17.
Yeah. Great, loads of time.
I thought it was 3:30 like an hour.
What's that, son?
And we should recast them.
Why?
Or the predatory birds. Not the heron, but the other.
The grebe?
Yeah.
So we're going to give it another 11 minutes till past. I'm going to bring that float rod in and we're going to make an adjustment. Either we're going to cast it somewhere different, although I think any efforts to cast it in the edge might be a bit wasted. My son is now, constantly walking around the peg, and I think that affects that margin fishing. So I think casting it in the edge is a bit fruitless. Or actually I'm going to just deepen it off a little bit more and then cast it back out into the lake. No, 11 minutes then. Unlike F1 fishing, this is slightly slower paced, and sometimes my son has a little bit of difficulty with it. But orchids. Yeah, the crisp packet was full of deliciousness, but it's all gone now. So I think what we're going to plan is, I'm using 2 power banks currently, and we've been going for, I don't know how many hours we went earlier and how many we're doing now, but they're both still reading full power. They're significant power banks, I must say. They're not, they're not tiny ones. They are, of significant size, and that's running the camera and the phone. In a sec. And so what? Only because I was thinking of something. So what I'm planning is actually that we'll probably do a bit of night fishing on this venue. You know, the venue allows night fishing. It's set up for night fishing. So I think we might do some night fishing on the venue as well, which I think will be really nice, late nights, early mornings. And you know, I think that could be a good thing. We'll come and try and catch some carp. In terms of the rods and reels, actually these have come a long way. These are Shimano Bait Runner 6000s, I want to say. Yeah, Shimano Bait Runner 6000s, bought from a shop called Sports Authority on Alt 19 in Florida, in Pinellas. The rods are Corum 1 3/4 pound test curve rods. I'm using 15-pound monofilament line, and the rigs are pretty simple. Straight lead on the left hand side with a run ring to a buffer bead and a wire trace, with 2 sets of treble hooks. And on the right hand side I've got a running float rig that just runs against 2 Floatstops, which I normally use for my pellet waggler fishing. So it's quite funny actually. I'm using it for this, but so yeah, Floatstops from a pellet waggler rig, and that's it really. Really simple rigs. You know, didn't cost a lot. Cost us some treble hooks, and that's it really, and 1 float. But we like the float. It's nice. You know, I think in this venue, when there's some weed, I'm told that the fish like the float set up with the bait just sort of drifting around. Was that a big fish topping further out?
Yeah, it
was it?
or something.
Was that a fish?
Yeah.
Is there not a coot there? That was a long way out. So we've got 2 choices on that float rod. We've got leave it where it is. We've got bring it in, recast it to where it is and make it deeper. Or we've got bring it in and fish it more in the margin. We've got 6 minutes to choose.
Margin.
So fish the same depth but bring it into the margin again.
And use a fillet.
Huh?
And use a fillet.
And
Use a fillet.
I don't think we need to change the bait.
Oh, but I can't see that.
Huh?
I can see the
They can see that bait, son. The fish is primarily...
I can't see.
You can't see it. Oh, I think that's okay, as long as you can see the float. You don't need to see the bait. So bring it in and cast it to the margin. I'm unsure. It is really clear. I wonder if the fish actually come and sit in that tree, or they come towards that tree on the right hand side. So should we fish just off of the tree? Okay, let's try that. I think it's going to be today, but I do know that one day I'm going to bring this dead bait in and a pike is going to slam into it. So I think it's too deep for fishing. I've got to just check the depth now. I'm going to fish it like there. I think that's too deep. See that float going under, float running forward, and then standing up. So that means the float is suspending the bait. Okay. So we're gonna try and get that out towards that tree. Okay. So that's gonna sink, and hopefully that float's gonna stand up a little bit. So it's either suspending it, or it okay. So there's the right hand rod. We've now cast it to the right hand side of the peg. There's a bush in the water. Yeah, if only I could. So we've put that rod on the right hand side, fishing a little bit of a different spot in the peg that we haven't fished before. The rig is drifting, which I'm quite happy about. So if there's any fish that were around that tree when I cast that bait in, then they now see that bait drifting to the left, which I think creates quite a nice proposition for any pike in the area. Left hand rod, I'm just going to leave it where it is. I don't see any benefit to reeling it in, and maybe I'm just more satisfied leaving it where it is, and hopefully the smell of the dead bait is permeating the water, and will ultimately attract a pike to where it is. So I've put a little bow in that line on the right hand side. I didn't tighten it up as much, with the intention that it would create this drift effect, and that's what it's doing. It's moved a good 3 or 4 meters already. Just want this swan to change its mind from coming so close. Just stand at the front of the peg. Alright, so I think we're in for a bit more rain in a minute. So yeah, we're on the right hand side. It's drifting out nicely across the lake. With that bait suspended above the weed off the bottom. Left hand rod is unproductive today. The straight lead on the bottom, I'm really unsure of where to cast it. I've tried it close, and then a little bit further out, and then as far as I could cast it. Just watching this float drift with anticipation of it going under. Which is quite exciting. Good afternoon if you're joining. Welcome to the channel. You are watching us pike fishing live at Orchid Lakes in Dorchester. We've had one fish each so far today. We've got just under 2 hours left of our pike fishing season on the venue, which has been pretty short. It's only lasted 2 weeks. We came here first 2 weeks ago for a pike fishing session, our first real attempt at trying to catch a pike. We caught a couple of pike then, and we've got a couple of pike today, and now we are just trying to work out, you know, why this peg, we're in a peg called Top Dug, you know, why is it, you know, well renowned for catching pike? What is it that's bringing the pike into this peg? Are they coming from the middle along a bar or something like that into this peg, and then they turn, you know, as we look at it, they turn left? I think that's a bait boat, yeah. So my son's just spotted, there's some anglers, and I think they're on a peg called L shape. Is that one LMO? Yeah. Okay. And they're using a bait boat to deposit their rig. Huh? Yeah, so it's like a radio controlled boat. Yeah, I see the light now as well. So what they do is they take a spare rod and put a big weight on it, and they cast it round the peg until they find a clear spot in the weed. So it'll be a gravel bar, or it'll be a bed of gravel where they know they can get their bait in and on the bottom without it sitting in the weed. They'll then mark that distance with a pair of measuring sticks, so they know it's 20 wraps. So they'll wrap it around 2 sticks that are generally 2 meters apart. So they know it's 20 wraps. So they know what the distance is, and then they'll put it in the bait boat and they'll drive it so they hit exactly the right spot where they cast it to, so it's not too far to the left or not too far to the right, and they'll open the bay doors on the bottom of this bait boat, and the whole thing will just drop out. And that's what they're using, and then they'll drive the boat back. Well, because you can't see it very well, but you can see the guy who's using it, right? So I don't know quite, I'm not standing there with a speed camera, but I think that's about 80, maybe 90 miles an hour, and the speed that noise moves behind me, up a road which I think is a 50 mile an hour limit. So I think if the police came along, that would be an instant ban. What's that?
I think they're just playing.
You think they?
I think they're just playing.
You think they're just driving a toy boat around? No, they're bringing it back now. Huh? I can't hear you, son. Yeah, then they drive it back to the shore. And then they drive it back out again. Yeah, I don't really know what they're doing. What we need to get is a little submarine boat. And then when the carpfish are fishing and they're using their bait boats, we need to get a little submarine and fire a torpedo at it. That'd make us popular. So yeah, we're fishing a venue called Orchid Lakes in Dorchester. It's a renowned carp fishing venue. It's also got a good head of pike in it. and that's what we're after today. 2 fish on the bank. It'd be very nice to get a third, and hopefully a double figure fish. Right, back in just a second. I'm just going to have a quick chuck of the lure into the peg that we were in at the start of the day. Couple of chucks in there. And hopefully the radio mic will go that distance. It's a little bit shorter. So we're in this peg before, snags. This is where we had the first pike today. That's another one. Just got a few casts, not many. Around the peg. Just under a couple of. So all hopes now rest on the two main rods. What's that? Okay. So, back to where we were. They've drifted a long way away from where I cast the rod in, and it will continue to drift with that line, I think, a little bit further. But where it is where we had the pike, and where I've seen a pike caught before, you know, not far out from the edge really. I think what's important is remaining positive, confident that the pike is going to come along in a minute and grab that dead bait. And we're going
What are the leeches on the pike?
Just they're parasites, they live on the fish, eating the bacteria that gets on the fish. So we've got just over about an hour and 20 minutes left to go. I'm just going to cast it off to the right again. I think the pike are absolutely happy to eat this lump of fish, son. Yep. I know you wouldn't, but you're not a pike. Then we that's the left-hand rod.
There's a pike either. Just so quick.
Not so much weed on it this time. Yeah, I'm not trying to catch fish like that though, son. clean the weed off of this before I cast it back out. Mostly up anyway. If we're to catch a fish in the margins, we need to stay away from the edge, he says, looking at his son. Patience is what we need, and a bit of luck now. Need to watch the float.
It's so late.
Huh?
The video's really late.
The video's what?
Late.
Late. There's a delay. There's a delay between what we say and then it getting...
I walked over there, then walked back, and then when I got here I could see me walking over.
Yeah, there's a delay. About 30 seconds delay on YouTube. Afternoon everybody, you catch us for the last, well, we're just inside the last hour and a half I think of our pike fishing season at Orchid Lakes, which we only started just over a week ago. Our first proper attempt at trying to catch some pike was 2 weeks ago. We caught 2 fish then. We've had 2 fish today on the bank, and we're waiting for fish number 3, but my eldest is walking around as much as he possibly can to try and scupper any chances of catching fish in the margins. But I can't say I blame him. So at Orchid Lakes, we're at a peg called Top Dug, which is a renowned pike fishing peg. I think just because it's renowned and then people fish it and then it becomes more renowned and then people fish it more. And I just need to have a little word with my co-partner here. The more noise, the more disturbance you make on the ground, the more vibrations you send towards the margins that will stop us from catching. Got it? Got it? Cool. That's the dad's advice, that is. So yeah, we had 2 fish. I'd very much like to get a third. We're fishing 1 rod on the right hand side on a float, suspending the bait above the weed. That's caught us 2 fish today, that method. And the left hand rod we're now fishing on a straight lead. And on the left hand side, near to the edge. Would love fish number 3 to come, especially because we've got to get to fish number 4 for me to catch the next one, because the next one's my son's. But yeah, we're having a great time. Weather's not been too bad. We're fishing using a single camera setup today on the phone, which is working all right. So I'm very happy with that. Doesn't give great field of view of what's going on, but it enables us to share our day's fishing experience with everyone and the local speedway contestants that keep going up and down the road behind us. Speed contestant. Is that the same guy then? Is that the same? I say it's a guy. Might not be. The same bike that keeps going up and down the road.
use the force.
Just going to try taking that bail arm off. Again, watch for the line. What I want to happen is I want that float to drift out and pull this line, but I don't think it's, in fact, not I don't think, I know it's not substantial enough to do that. So glad you could join us today. Oh, have fun. We would love to catch a big one, but if not now, then we've got to wait till June and July on the river, and then it'll be next winter. October time. Excuse me. Yeah, it'll be next October time when we can fish on this venue again for pike, which we will be doing. I've enjoyed it these last couple of weekends. We haven't been able to do all day, but we've got a good few hours at it. Thanks for stopping by, Voodoo Lady. It's interesting just fishing relatively close with the largest of floats that I've ever used, with the largest of baits I've ever used, knowing that even the smallest of pike could eat a bait 6 times, 8 times bigger. Just, you know, waiting to see what happens. Waiting for that float to start running across the top of the water, and then getting pulled under as the pike manoeuvres that bait into a position where it can swallow it. Fishing these last couple of weeks for pike has made me even more determined to catch some out of the Thames in the summer. I've just got to check that you're allowed to pike fish at that time of the year, but I think you are. We had a couple of small jack pikes on some gear last year in the river, but now I think we're going to look forward to trying to catch quite a few pike out of the river. Now we've learnt a little bit more about pike fishing, how to catch them. We need to change our lures a little bit and make sure we're maximising our chances. And we got 4 o'clock, just over an hour to go. I think that's it in terms of setting stuff up. I'm not going to move these rods now unless I get a fish. I'm going to leave them where they are. He says, should I change to that fillet? Yeah. Should I put a fillet back on? Just after I say I'm going to leave it, I'm going to change the bait. So you need to stand here, flick the what's the name off, look at that line, flick the bait runner off, and then just drag it to the right. Stand here, further here, and then bring the rod more to the right. Okay? That's it. That's it. And then one more, and then when you do the one more, stop. One more, drag it along, stop. We're just learning that it's good to not drag it straight out. Now bring it out.
I am seeing you.
The more time we do this, the less time we do actually trying to fish the way we want to fish. Hold it. Right.
Fillets.
I think you need some practice casting. Not, yeah, but not now. It sounds like I'm a really horrible dad, but not just now, son. Okay, right, that's it. Unless you catch a fish, it's not coming out. Huh? I don't think. Yeah, packing up doesn't take too long. We pack up at 5, we'll be fine. 2 chairs and a couple of rods and a few bags, we'll be fine. Come on, pike, swim in the peg and then smell our baits. again, that float is just drifting round from where I've cast it. I would like to think presenting a tasty meal opportunity for any pike that swims into the peg. Definitely need to get another one of these floats for the other rod. Make sure we get that done for later on in the year. Oh. Nothing. The sun has now lost all interest in watching what's going on and is digging up the peg with a stick. You've got to fill that hole in you're digging. He's not done bad though. I'm not grumbling. Oh, there we go, sun. Okay, wait. So now take the bail arm off, take the bait runner off, pick the rod up and just sit there next to it. Just take it off, don't lift it up too high, sit down now. You don't want to move it. So Pike's just grabbed it for sure. And it's dropped it again. It's picked it up again now, which is why that float's laid flat. Okay, so the pike is playing with that bait. It's thinking about it. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, strike. Strike. And he's in. And he's in. Wind. Don't wind it. That's it. Wind. Bring it in. Don't lift the rod. Don't let the rod go down. Good job. Good job. Good job. Right. Now don't wind any more because there's no more winding to do. No more winding to do. And we're in. Hold on, son. Can't see the fish yet. No, it's another the same sort of size.
That looks bigger though.
Okay, so firstly, let's deal with the unhooking. Lift it up. I think it's the sort of same sort of 8 poundish.
That looks bigger.
8 sort of pound. Can you get me the forceps, please, son? Forceps, please, son. Forceps. Thanks. So if you put the rod down, lean the rod against here. That's it. Probably just busy trying to eat that. spin it round.
You see your dad.
Right. Put the so put up there. So put up there. Sticks. Get the unhooking mat. Dead fish. Just hold it. I think it's side. Right. Wait a second. Right. Lift it up and hold it up, and then I'll take a picture. I was water. And you. Right, get that off. Get the stick out. Get the stick out. Get the stick and throw it up the side of the bank in the trees. There we go. So, kneel down, son. That's it. Then, fingers up there. Grip it tight. Up there. Yeah, up. Grip it. Your finger. And then. Okay, so we want you to come a little bit forward, and then the fish to be in front of you, and a smile would be good, and then turn the fish a bit so I can't see its eye. That's it. Beautiful, son. A lovely Orchid Lakes pike just before the end of the session.
I was ignoring that the teeth were in my hand, but I couldn't see.
Okay, well, lessons learned, son. Okay, that done, that done, that done. Right, how's that trace? Is it alright or is it a bit mangled? Trace is a bit mangled. Still good though.
Change the fillet though, look at the other side of it. Take the leaf.
Okay. That was just out in front again there, over there, wasn't it? Like there, yeah? Okay. Reset. Try and get fish number 4. So, camera's put back, lovely, son, I see.
And change it, I can see you doing the...
Oh. Super duper, right. Pike fishing live, Orchid Lakes. How long have we got left? Everything should be good again. Right. Some lovely pictures there. So we await pike number 4. So you've got to let them moving around, and then when it goes under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, strike. Okay, how long have we got left? How long have we got left? 40 minutes, an hour at a push. So 3 pike in. Would love to get a number 4. White trace is a little bit bent, but I don't think these pike care. And we'll make a little edit. Like I was saying, we'll make a little edit video of the day today of our adventures at Orchid Lakes. Had some fantastic pike fishing here out of the last, 2 weekends. Had 2 little sessions. Oh. Okay, pike number 4, please. So really good bite. That last time the fish had grabbed the bait and had sort of pulled it a little bit and then it let go, and then we just waited really patiently for the fish to pick up the bait again. And then give us a really positive indication that it had the bait in its mouth and was swimming away with it. So that's the third fish on the float. And right now that proves to be that's proving to be the method of catching these pike at Orchid Lakes, certainly for us today. Left hand rod, we've put it all sorts of places, and it has not provided one bit of action, just fishing with a static dead bait on the deck. There's all sorts of birds. There's a wren on the ground. See the little one under the robin? So the robin's in the tree. There's a wren on the ground, which is the smallest British bird. And I thought I saw a greenfinch as well. I think the robin's waiting for the next fish to come out. I'm waiting for the next fish to come out. What's that? Yeah, we've got to get 2 fish now for you to get another one. We've got about 40-50 minutes. So we're not fishing too far out in this peg. Maybe 3 rod lengths out. Not far at all. I'm not sure how close to the margins the fish are patrolling. Huh? He's up there, see him? I think it's a blue tit. That's it? Yeah, it's loud. It's as loud as that motorbike. So welcome if you just join us to pike fishing live at Orchid Lakes in Dorchester. We're into the final 50 minutes, I think, of the session, and for us, the end of the pike fishing season. We've had 3 fish today. Approximate weights were just £6, £7, £8. The last fish we just had being the biggest. At first, what was the first one we weighed with the net? You've got to take £2 off for the net. So we're fishing. Yeah. So we're fishing dead baits on 2 different rigs today. We've got a straight lead dead bait rig on the left with just a running rig, and we've thrown that all sorts of places on the left hand side to no avail, and on the right hand side we're fishing a pike float on a running rig against a bead and a float stop, and that's where we produced much more. It's been much more successful, giving us 3 fish today. So things are looking pretty good. What's that? They're spodding. So the spod is like a big, what's the best way to describe it? Let's describe it as a cup that closes. So you fill it full of bait, you cast it out, it hits the water and it lets all the bait out. So it opens like this though, it's like a flower. So they'll have that on a separate rod, and that will also be measured out in wraps. So it's over the same spot, and they'll cast that over the spot, and then it will hit the water, open up, and let all the bait out. What's that?
Massive carp. Look.
When? Where? Is it?
Massive.
Yeah. Well, son, the carp in here are massive.
Yeah.
So we're fishing at Orchid Lakes today. There's a few 40-pound fish have come out in the last couple of weeks. A few 30s, or quite a few 30s have come out. Yeah, son, the carp in this lake are huge. Yeah, but it opens on impact. Huh? So as soon as it hits, it's just got a little button on the end of it, and when the button hits the water, it opens like a spring. And as soon as that happens, you pull it quickly, and it just deposits all that bait exactly where it's landed. So yeah, we're fishing at Orchid Lakes, which is a predominant carp fishery. but it's also got a good head of pike in it as well. Yeah, because it's a big old thing, that spom, Lewis. Yeah. So we're fishing on the road side of the venue. So we've got a main road behind us, there's a bit of traffic and things to keep us company. Including a motorbike that's gone speeding up the road, and he's going to realise he's coming up behind a police car in a second. Yeah, you know the one we threw. You know, that one, they're like the rugby ball shape. That's exactly what they look like. Yeah. And that's how they get bait out so far. Boilies? Yeah. Boilies, or what's really popular at the moment is boilies with a maggot combo. It's a bunch of maggots threaded on to the rig as well. There'll be a boilie with a pop-up boilie, so it sits above the weed, Lewis. So the lead's on the ground, and then if they're on the weed, it'll sit as a pop-up above it. I expect that's what a lot of anglers fish here. Yeah, so what you've got is, on the map of the venue, it says how many wraps you're allowed to cast in each peg. Now, I agree, it seems a bit strange, the angle of that other angler, but so if you look on the map back at the office, yeah, but it will say that the one to our right is only allowed to fish 10 wraps out, and that one's allowed to fish 15 wraps out, and if that means that one goes in front, then it does. But that's sort of how they divide the lake up. So if you're fishing in that peg on the right, you're not allowed to fish as far as that, so you won't get tangled. I suspect that, you know, it does feel like that cast is a bit strange. Yeah. That's how these kinds of carp venues deal with corners. You know, you just can't cast as far. Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the fishing stream. We are about half an hour left, really, of our pike fishing session at Orchid Lakes, which will be the last session of the season. We've only had two. I didn't even know the venue was here until a few weeks, well, 2 weeks ago, really. 3 weeks ago tomorrow, I would say. Which is kind of ironic because it's only 15 minutes drive from where we live. So we're here at Orchid Lakes, which is a renowned carp venue with fish over £40, plenty, and loads of fish over £30. They call it the home of the 30s. It's about 5 foot deep. It's a bit weedy. And we are here trying to catch some pike. First proper pike fishing session was 2 weeks ago, where we came with the intention to catch pike with dead baits and treble hooks. And we caught 2 fish then, and now we're back again. We've not
Casting it and then putting it back because otherwise it wouldn't.
and we've not fished as long today. And then we've had 3 fish out today. It's a popular peg where we are, in a peg called Top Dug for pike. I don't know why it's popular. It's popular because people fish it and catch, and then it becomes popular, or it's popular because it's more renowned for pike. I'm not too sure. There's a bait to my left, and I think what probably happens is the fish come in from the main part of the lake and then swim up into the bay along the margins. What's that, son? Oh, yeah, okay. So, gotcha. You can't see it, but there's some carp anglers on the venue. We got two sets of carp anglers on the right. They're spotting in currently, and the angler on the left, he's got his bait boat out. But we've had a great time, I think. It's fair to say. 2 weeks ago, fishing for pike, and then today, fishing for pike. We've had 3 fish today. We had 2 fish 2 weeks ago. And we've got about half an hour to catch a 4th fish before we have to call it on the session. Nah. I want this left-hand rod to go. I just know there's a 20-pound pike been swimming around that left-hand rod, looking at it all day, just deciding when to have it. Confidence. Yeah, there's no real reason for my confidence other than 2 weeks ago we caught on the same bait 2 fish. I've got no reason to not believe it. I really enjoy the pike runs. Do you know? It's a bit different to, when we're fishing for carp at Gold. It just screams off. This whole process of watch the float running across the water and then wait. You're gardening. I find this quite enjoyable about pike fishing. This huge pike float. We definitely need another float for the left-hand rod. So I think that we'll arm ourselves with that. So yeah, we've had 3 fish today, so we can make a little edit video of that and get them on the, and get that uploaded to YouTube. We're good. So I don't think that where that is now, son, I don't think that bait is suspended in the water. I'll just talk about it. I don't think it's... Or it's not as heavy, that bait, as the other one. Maybe that's it. No. No, I don't think so. How long have we got? How long have we got? 20 minutes. And then the next few weeks we'll be back to match fishing. I'll be back down Gold Valley, fishing the Middle Lake for F1s. I think the match weight was up to 80, 100 pounds, maybe 100 pounds yesterday. So the F1s are all on the feed. Every one caught over 30 pound, I think. So that was fantastic. And I think it's pretty much time to get the bomb rod out and get onto Syndicate Lake and start getting some carp. It's a few years now since I fished bomb and waggler for carp. And then, if possible, I think I'm going to do a match at Willow Park and then get off to Royal Berkshire Fisheries. See if I can get on the Saturday Open down there. So plenty of match angling to come in the near future, which obviously is slightly different pace to this pike fishing. I'm very happy with the 3 fish we've caught today. And despite the connectivity issues, glad that the stream sailed out all right. I've got to check the quality. I think it's a bit choppy here and there. I will check it out. Still what?
I'm still sitting down.
Yeah, because there's like a 30-second delay between it happening and then it coming on the stream. Come on, pike. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Another fish. Make it 2 each.
We had 2 last time.
Well, you would have had one last time, but you went home. one of our kitchen knives. So we don't want stones on it, alright? Come on, left-hand rod. Let's be having you. Afternoon all. We're just tuning in. We're into the final 20 minutes of our pike fishing session, which will be the last one of the season at Orchid Lakes in Dorchester. We've had 3 fish on the bank today. On what is our second serious attempt at pike fishing, so delighted with that. All the fish have been on the right hand rod, which is a pike float on a running rig, just suspending the bait in the water, a dead bait. And we've got a left hand rod out, fishing a straight lead, a dead bait, no sign on it at all. A few bleeps throughout the day, but nothing of interest.
I made the fin.
I think the weed on the bottom is covering up the bait to some extent. Okay, so it's not been too bad a session. Very happy with the result, I guess. And I will make a little edit of today's session, just the highlights of the fish and the rigs that we've been using. Yeah, we've got about another 20 minutes and eagerly awaiting fish number 4, and hopefully it's £20 plus.
What's this rocks?
Flesh, guts.
That's all like fish
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah, guts.
red.
Guts. All the stuff down that channel is guts.
Let's take it out because no one wants to eat that part of the fish.
Help yourself, son.
Wait, there's the lungs or something.
Yeah, it's intestines and stuff. I'm just waiting for that float to go. So both those power banks are showing full charge after what is nearly 5 hours. Quite looking forward to coming and fishing a waggler on this peg, do you know? If we can. I think it might be a bit tricky with the weed, but I'm quite looking forward to sitting here on my box with a waggler casting out a waggler, probably fishing.
Which fish would you rather eat?
Looking forward to sitting here. I don't know. With a waggler. It'll be quite good. I don't know how weedy the venue gets in towards the summer. I know there's a bunch of lilies around the right hand side, which definitely need investigating. But I understand there's double figure tench in the venue, double figure bream. Not that I think I'm going to catch them straight off on a waggler, but if there's those kinds of fish, I'm confident. Well, and you know, because there's so many pike, I'm confident there's plenty of silverfish in here. Because it's crystal clear, I think the only thing that would be out really will be fishing the pole, I think. But we'll see, especially if I can see what it's like near those lily pads. Maybe I can catch myself a 40-pound carp on a waggler. Okay, I think it's nearly time to start packing up. 10 to 5. So, I'm going to start packing things up, which means you need to be watching that float at all times, alright? So hopefully now I'm not looking. He's going to tell me in a second that that float started to move. Lift all this out. Hopefully the connection's going to stay there. So, start the pack up process. We need to be off the venue by 6. It's going to take us 10 minutes to walk around. Back to the car, 5 minutes. So we can push it a little bit longer. As we wait for fish number 4 to arrive, which would be lovely. 2 fish each for the day. We don't actually have a lot to pack up, which is quite nice. couple of chairs, and a rod and holder and a couple of bags, and that's all of us. When I say we haven't got much to pack up, we've got hardly anything to pack up. Really, it's just the rods and the rod bod. Starting to get a bit cold now, son. Huh? I think so. Not a warm day today at all. As days go. So 3 fish today in total. I think all we get. I think this is our lot. No.
Taking the left one.
No. I just leave it as long as we can, eh? I'm not going to bring it out and recast it. Once it's out, it's out. My feet are frozen, if I think about it. It's not warm today, it's only about 8 degrees, it's not warm at all. So I think it's time for that left-hand rod to come in. Yeah, bring it in. I think it could get snagged though, so bait runner off, then give it that's it. And then wind it with some sense of purpose. And then stop, and slow. There's a pike coming in that's following it, it'll follow it in then, and hit it then. Right, now lift it up. Don't wind it in Why would you wind it in so much? How tall do you think I am? How about leave it in the water at that sun, and then open the bail arm, and then just do that, and then wind it so you can catch it. Right, we'll leave that other rod out to the last possible moment, I think, for the day. Nothing more would please me now than to see that pike float jump around. So this is the running rig. Give me that camera. I can see that. You just hold the camera, son. Then we can just go over the rig. Yeah, they're good. So this is the running leg. Ooh. This is the rig for today. Just a running lead and a run ring to a bead, and then to the wire trace. Okay, that was the lead rig, and it caught us nothing. All good. Is that alright, cameraman? Right, let's get this one in the bag. Leave that one out a bit longer. Picture that. Afterwards. Pull this one in and call it a day. It is just gone 5, and I think we're finishing on 3 pike for the day, and then we'll be back in October for some more Orchid Lakes pike fishing. And that is that. So, you do me honest, son. Son? Just picture of the rig. Is that alright? Is it too close? You see here? So, just got the Floatstops down to a Fox Rage Predator float, just running on the line, down to a bead, and then the wide trace, which is a bit mangled from fish number 2, fish number 3. We're just running down to the trace. So very simple rig, just to suspend the bait in the water. Okay, and thanks for watching. We'll be back next time, in a couple of, well, next week probably, and catch us again on the fishing stream. See you later, everyone. Ta-da.